So, right. And we could do you guys. And we get that. Yeah, we brought a bunch of those street repair. So, and then you said you represent everybody's different, right? Here, counties, different cities.
Yes, all throughout
The state.
town.
Awesome. Is there a lot of people online right now, Shane?
Brad can tell you how many are online.
There's 2, 4, about 6 people.
Okay.
It's in, or usually there's more.
No, that's great. Has anybody even heard about us? Like, kind of, I know some of you didn't work with, right? Just for the lottery. Anybody here from Milford? We go for Milford, by the way. So, South Salt Lake, you know, we got those guys, and then Salt Lake City. I think, yeah, Salt Lake City. Murray works for Murray still. Oh, okay, yeah, yes. There's still some, yeah, he's great too. He got picked to the dealer sites, and then he has to deal with all the boring dealers, you know. People complain when they buy cars, like, you know, how can they dispose of this? And then now I know that what he was doing compliance stuff. So, but we're here to help you guys. So, if you have any questions, concerns along the way, I don't know. I'm just don't know about this stuff. Then they call us off. A lot of, you know, sergeants and tracks. Okay, I got this bid, and or there's no man running bid. So, but it's all good.
I have a question.
Yes.
You might get to this, so if you get it, when is it time to call you? When should we call you so we're not crying wolf? When is the best time to call you? What's our trigger?
As far as what do you like, find something on site that you're doing a so compliance in residence or business?
Yeah, well, in business,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, to be quite honest, we're going to be utilizing you guys a lot in the next little bit. We're doing dealerships in our city, and it's going to come out. But my question is, when is it appropriate to call you out? Or
You can call us. You can call us right. We plan on going to dealership. Have one of us call you.
okay,
So we can come in anytime you want. We can go in with you. If we know what to look at dealerships, we'll have stuff like what things to look for. I'm just curious of what dealership. I mean, what are you going to do to get? Well, we dealerships in compliance.
revamping, well, everything basically is on code instead of monopolize this meeting. But everything of their compliance should be on code. We've done it for so long, we got it back down. But we had an issue in our city we had you guys out at, and it was great. You know, we quite often don't bully with it, even if you've done anything at all. But we were talking this morning in our meeting about doing things now. I know that falls under community development to a degree, you know, because of the business licensing and everything. Is that where you guys?
Yes, for sure. Yes, unlicensed is the key.
Okay.
Right, because I'm thinking you're going to dealerships, but they're usually pretty much in compliance. I mean, most of the dealers, but you see that we're not.
Right, you know, South Salt Lake, you don't see.
But they're the stadium. What is your kids? Sorry,
Framing stuff.
yes, let us know right from the get. If he wants to go in. And we're gonna talk. Well,
Can I need to?
here's your line. Sorry. Things look. Maybe some of you guys don't look for some, you know, but that is what we do. This section is we want people to come to compliance with our laws, right? And be licensed. You have to be licensed on insured to sell a car, to repair a car, body shop, to, and we have people that don't do that, right? We call curves. Curves for me, where people are flipping cars on PSL. You know, there's laws about that. You can only sell, you can't sell more than 2 vehicles a year without them being entitled in their name and holding them for more than a year. So people are selling 5, 6, and 7 vehicles, and we go us and sign up and sell us. So we want to utilize the CP. Yes.
Well, I mean, what's your sources for Where do your complaints come from?
From generally the public. Like our complaints, the public will buy a car, they'll see that it's possibly been rolled back.
How do they know?
Through Carfax, auto check, mechanic history, that they can see how many oil changes and stuff. But Carfax is only good as what's reported to it. So if people don't report stuff to Carfax, and a lot of shops don't, or do it on their own, and it's for service. But we can do an investigation. We do get a lot of fraud cases. So that's the question, yeah.
So it's refer them to you when they call us.
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't have one, and I just,
Yeah.
but I would after for not having a business license and things.
Yeah.
Some other city and
They
city.
never sure let us know. This is what we're.
That's stuff, trying to be in a lot of stuff, we want to just, get away or something.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to the next.
That's what we needs.
Go for it.
So fighting with it.
Yeah, did it go to the next one? Oh, there it goes. This just talks about just kind of things that we do. We inspect any more vehicle trailer. The thing that's cool about this is we don't need a warrant to go inspect a vehicle. So if we are driving by and there's a dismantled vehicle on some of them, we can warrant. It's not state code, but we can go up and examine that vehicle. Since most backyards, we think other than we just don't want to kick gates down, trespass people's property. There is some limits on Fourth Amendment, but we can do all those stuff, so which is pretty cool. So that's kind of in a nutshell what we do. That what we're looking for. So, like I said, you don't want to go. What's the this? Okay, we want to just talk a little bit, and hopefully this won't bore you, but we kind of want to bring your attention about plates, specialty. You guys might see these in your cities: dealer plates, transport plates, manufacturing plates. All these different plates are like thinking, why does this business have a bunch of cars with a bunch of dealer plates in it, and there's no salt? Or you don't have a see businesses in your records. That's obviously a red flag. Because they're doing what? They're not licensed. Or they're a detail place where they just detail cars for dealers, right? All these used cars are coming in and they just take them somewhere else and have them detailed and cleaned, and most of them white. So I'll show you later. We actually you on that one that we got out there on Volvo. They had to sign everything, but they were licensed. So specialty plates, it's kind of a different thing. You can go to the next slide. This obviously you guys have seen these around, right? Dealer plates. These aren't really enforced like they should be because we're really our specialized. The city cops don't know about them, but these are our plates. So these belong to all these specialty plates. You see how they're belong. They're not. They don't want them to stay in the DMV or anything. So these are our own division's plates. And obviously they go to dealers, right? So dealers can have them on the cars and stuff like that. So we just kind of wanted to show you, just if you see these out here, these are probably not important to you guys, but these first four numbers tell us, who the dealership is. They all have a 4-digit number, every dealer. And then the last is just how many plates they've had. So that's a big one there. They have 50 plates. Usually you don't see them that high. It's just like, groups, stuff like that. So, like I said, every year they expire on June 30th, and you'll just see, up here it'll say what year it's expired. So we pretty much know that blue is this year to 25 or it's last year. Just like our registrations are, they go to the form. Yellow, red, green, and blue. So that dealer use only. You guys probably don't need to know much about that, but just kind of look at those like houses. That's big. So if you guys are driving around and you see in your communities, your houses, that much cars parked across the street in the house, that bunch dealer plates on them, that's kind of a red flag. So let us know. We can just follow up and look into it because it might be a licensed dealer, but why are they taking all these first? And Yes,
Are you for Syracuse, for Davis County area as well?
yes. Do you? Really? Yeah, let me, because I actually, oh. Yeah, and I have a guy up there too, but, yeah, yeah, Syracuse. I know, I think, is it in a cul-de-sac by chance? I know.
There's scatters throughout the city. I know the officers have been sending them to me, but I mean, I can ask them if they have this.
So a dealer typically can have, like, run a dealership out of this, I'm not gonna say, it's not their house, but their resident. As long as there's a separation.
Okay, because
They have to have a separation, which basically means a shed in their backyard. Barn, yeah, we're stretching it here, but I didn't do that. And so I have a dealer who lives there, that's what that's called. And he has a little separate garage in his driveway, a big shed, he has a dinner site on it. But yeah, he does his business from his front door, like right now, the cars. Unless he's growl, so I'm gonna use this in the large there. I've seen them flee and they're driving their vehicle off. Is there gentleman? Yeah, so there's exceptions to the dealer plate, so they have to be listed in their inventory and sell. So basically, they can run a dealer plate on any car. So they can just use it for release. Right on. Yeah, as long as it's in their inventory, it's listed for sale. Now you're probably thinking, well, they sold wild kids, right? I've got some nicer parking lots. Well, if it's for sale in their inventory, then technically they can use that. Like, not use it. Transport's another. Okay, so yeah, that's what it talks about. Sorry. They can use it on inventory, part of their inventory, stuff like that. It can't be used on vehicles like commercial vehicles, anything over 12,000 pounds. If you guys see dealer plates on like, let's say travel trailers, because they can do that in RV dealers. That would put them on anything and everything. It's like you see a dealer plate on a motorcycle. They can't have on motorcycles because they're smaller ones that belong on motorcycles, right? There's a ton of different dealer plates out there that we just want to take dealer plates.
So anything basically over like a 350, like an F350 would need.
Yeah, 16,000 pounds.
Right.
So, consider
Could they go dealer plates on like a tow truck?
no. That's a good question. We actually write it down. Yes, it can. They have to have their own registration. So they can't put either place, even though a lot of tow companies are dealers. So, which is great. We want them to be used either to get this plate or we don't want to transport, but yeah, they can't put a dealer to the color. If you see those, shoot us and go on our call, say, hey, we got a tow company in our city that's your dealer plates. We are like down the road.
Whichever get bored, 4,000 west, 700 south, Syracuse, have a transporter that has a dealer plate. And I guess the police have told them multiple times they can't have that, still do it, shows house. No, they can park on the street.
Oh,
And
talk out, girl. You send me all that information.
they bring parts.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of business out there too. So transport plate, that's a totally different realm of what his question was about, the interface. Transporter plates, let's see this. They're only used to transport to and from. Okay, to and from a body shop, to and from a mechanic, to and from a detailer, anything that's motor vehicle related, kind of. And not going to the mall, not going to the treasury office, not going, on vacation, not going anywhere, right? To and from, that is it. Or on a tow truck. We are sticklers on this transporter because a lot of people abuse it. So if you're driving around in your city and you see transport plates on cars that are parked in front of houses, it's violation. But what are they doing at that house? Is that house cleaning cars for the dealer, or are they just a dealer that lives there and drives them transport? let us know. We actually take those. I do to apartment complexes and when transfer plates on cars. They need it. There's already a business card on there, so they don't put it stolen.
So would that be, these plates be used for, by the transporter on the vehicle that's being transported, or are these like on the car carriers that are then transporting the city hall?
Well, transporter, as long as it doesn't touch the ground wheels, then they're fine. If up on a flatbed tow truck or an auto transporter, then you transport six of those. But when they come to the auction, and then the dealer they're buying them from the auction, you know, they're driving to their dealership, well, you know, it's the whole.
So like what I see in Surfing Springs comes to mind is it's like an F-350 or one of these big trucks with a big carrying about fifth-wheel trailers, and he has a transport plate on the trailer.
On the big semi trailer.
Yeah, well, like on the carrying trailer itself, it's a transport plate.
No, the shit we have, we should just have it on all. Or in the red place.
So that's why I'm asking, because I was just wondering,
Yes.
is it a transporter that's transporting the
No,
vehicles?
yeah,
He can't sell that. He
Yeah,
needs to have.
that's a violation.
So.
He needs to have that.
Right.
Yeah, he needs to have. I'm gonna push. So much. So,
Right.
so, yeah,
So these people are using transport plates illegally. What are they really trying to? So just fees? They're trying to avoid issues.
look, the dealers are the second largest, tax revenue in the city of Utah. We're like number two as far as generated revenue. So I'm not saying a lot how they do. They are licensed, wanted, and insured, and so the states allow them to use a dealer plate, basically on any product, and they can do whatever. As long as it's for someone they're inventory. So they'll, I'll get my car, and then you don't have to register every year. We do pay loss. So that's kind of an exemption for them, so to speak. But that's about it. That makes sense. I know, kind of like it's. That'd be nice. Get all.
Is it the same for dealer plates? They don't have to pay registration fees.
Yeah, correct.
And there's no time limit that.
As long as it's valid.
So you run into dealers that drive them year round and just don't advertise them, even though they.
Yeah, it's hard to prove. I mean, we didn't really have to go in and see, like, so if we see dealers play run around, stop that dealership and say, hey, we see a reference, set your inventory to list for sale. If it's not, it's fine, it's just misuse, we can send for misuse to dealer plate. But yeah, it's hard to, I mean, that's hard. All the cars are. So yeah, basically they don't do that. You speak, do not check it. So, what's the 5% that? No, it's a class C misdemeanor, so it's not. Yeah. Misuse, and then we can take it here. But see, they don't like this thing or play, especially trans, because they have to pay for those. They start using their plays and everything. So we gotta be aware. So transport's a big deal. Let's go to the next one.
If you take a plate, though, does it go back to that dealership or whatever, run and get it? Future?
So our director is exactly what get. So when we see that we give it to him, and the dealer brings and calls him, and then our directors, it's his decision. If he wanted to, they have no other fixes, get on that mess. But not the other, it's just we stay there. And that hurts because they're not all. Yeah. So that's important. This is like gold to them, these plays. See, we have a few of those running around. You probably don't see those very much. We do have some manufacturers here in Utah that manufacture trailers and special vehicles and stuff, so you probably won't see swatch. That's just basically what a manufacturer plate's used for. Don't want to bore you too much of this, but same type of thing. It's just mainly transport it to another dealer. Demonstration, so like other things. Dismantles, yeah, you don't see very many of those. I haven't seen very many on the road. There is dismantlers that have dismantling plates. The dismantler is like territory. Big hole, places you have in your city. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm sure you guys have been there too. But they're a dismantler. So they don't really need dismantler plate, so to speak, unless they're taking it to instrumentals. You guys have any tough like oh, you think that one's
Wasatch.
and control, right?
We have,
Our third, I agree.
that's Wasatch is on 33rd.
Yeah.
And Freedom Hole on 33rd.
Yeah, I don't have that. Trump. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are kind of they don't have them that often, but they're out there. So any typically sites you see, I mean these plates, just let us know, especially at houses and businesses. Go to the next one. This is the form what we wanted to talk about now, than the plate issues and stuff. So body shops. These are some things you got to look for when you're into body shops, unlicensed body shops, right? This is where you guys come in when you're doing code enforcement. Is when you're walking in these businesses and stuff. It's pretty simple, right? You guys walk into a body shop, unlicensed, and you know what it looks like, right? There's paint, there's spray guns, there's sanders, there's masking tape, there's anything that stacks of cars parked outside with plates, auction stickers. This is a good one. If anybody know what an auction sticker looks like, it's a big white sticker. It's probably about that big and it's off the windshield. If you see a big white sticker, that came from an auction sheriff's office. So like Copart IAA is our two big insurance autos. They sell nutless wrecked vehicles. So all these wrecked vehicles, you pay out by insurance with them, and then they send them these facilities. Copart and IA insurance auto auction. There's one in Ogden, there's Copart on 1700, and then there's the other one in North Salt Lake, and then there's a Copart on Copart in Ogden. So all these vehicles, they have hundreds of vehicles coming in all the time. And then they put a sticker on it on the windshield. It just identifies it like the make, model, and then these dealers come and buy these cars, dirt cheap, $300. And then they go and have them all out, fix frame, put that paper in. We're gonna buy them. Sell to them. Yeah. Yeah. What about business? Dealership. Good. Auto shop. Probably not like that. Hey, it's a mess. I know. Can you imagine how many cars covers state? Not because we have no safety inspectors in our state. So yeah, that was job really you guys get we suspect submitting. Yes, for sure. Yeah, if you walk in and you guys are eyes and ears, this is what we want to stress today. You guys, eyes and ears. Hey, there's not a lot of us, right, in the whole state. You guys are dealing with this way more than we are in your city. You guys know what comes and goes, right? Because you're comfortable. That's what we want to build that relationship with you guys. Let us know. And right from the get-go, we can come in right from day one. If you want to know it's the business, whatever, bring us along. And then not only that, we can sign right in there too. You do your code enforcement things, and then we just did one about a couple months ago off, and then guys calls right away. And we went, body shop going on. And so we shut them down. They put a lock on their door. It's cool. And then, we signed.
Quick question. We've had a couple of cases where we've gone in the body shops, you can smell that they're paying, no paying for it. Does that involve you guys too?
Yes.
I know the fire is involved in that. I mean, there's a lot of
EPA, yes, where they're storing all the chemicals,
Okay.
pouring down the drain.
hazmat.
Yeah.
But if we,
If they come to me, they're just There's just,
And you can go in some of these and really slow, and they know they're painting, and you can see overspray on the ground, and
yeah,
so.
yeah, those are definitely keys to look for. So anything obviously you guys can see, we want to stop dismantling, especially we'll show some. So that's kind of what we want to look at, right? Is that in city? Oh, we have a whole, that's the clue we have, right? They call it a clue.
It's called cleaning, so.
Yeah. You want to talk about it a little bit? Yeah, all right, go ahead. So first you can see the doors here, you can see all the different parts of the vehicles. So for us as an investigator, we're like, okay, well, where do these parts come? And the other part of this is that did they have the permit to dismantle? Because you gotta have once you start taking doors and fenders and hoods off, you gotta have a dismantling permit. So that's another for us, it's only what class B misdemeanor, is it? For the citation on that dismantling? Yeah. So our law is you can't dismantle any vehicle, even if it's your own. Unless you have a dismantling. Yeah. So what that means is you turn your title in to the DMV and then they issue a dismantle. It's supposed to be dismantled. Okay, any major component of vehicle. So you have fenders, quarter panels, doors, wood, any major component. Now, dismantling doesn't necessarily mean engine, transmission, headlights, taillights, all that little stuff. It's a major component that changes the characteristics of that car. Okay, that's what that means by dismantling.
So all these car enthusiasts who are constantly switching everything, they go into the DMV and.
Yep.
So technically what I did mention was like, that's what
I was about to say, can I have bracketed?
I remember that works for some con.
You do.
I just take the north spot, but I just all the vendors and the smart guys.
Oh, it's not that.
Was manufactured for the G.
Yeah. So the body shops that are actually getting these reference cars, if they're like, and now if they're a licensed body shop, they're licensed with us, they can, even a used dealer's license, they can do body shop stuff, they can dismantle, if it's for compensation, right? This was a no-name business. I mean, look at it, it's Mugu's Auto Paint, right? So if we just check to see if they're licensed or not, a lot of times they'll just throw up a sign and they got a city business license, state license. So they can't be doing any of that stuff.
So do you guys check to see if they have do you ask them, do you have a city license or no?
Mhm.
Or, okay. So I was gonna say, in Syracuse, they'll trigger recruiting to should it be a. Because agriculture's. Branding strategy, so there's a free commercial fee. So then I'm like,
And he's been there for about 10 plus years.
like be a little bit brand color, that's because I have to talk to our.
Yeah, we got a in Syracuse, it's a different one. Stuff shares. And we.
Yeah, and I remember saying, what's when you're talking
And
about.
you put a sign on the map, stuff shit, and I'm like, wait a minute. So you go into open this stuff shed, and what's in there? Lawnmower.
This is his house.
Yeah. That is supposed to have this a table, a little chair, and a light
Yeah.
inside of this stuff shed. Because, come on, would you want to go backyard? Hey, let's have.
I can go to their house.
My backyard is 10 years to show.
Yeah.
It's weird, but we can allow us. It's crazy. Touchdown, I'm like, serious. And he's been doing it for him. But I think he's doing it at his house. He's not bringing customers and stuff. He's taking it inside. You can't do that. Yeah.
You get to cover how often it starts out as this, you went, a toaster, or picked it up, and then you're gonna kind of cover that in an envelope with about 6 different businesses that you're talking about, these licensed for those individual businesses.
You mean like these type of places, like big
So, yes,
buildings that have several units in
yeah,
it?
here's your great example where suddenly we're just a tow yard, now we're a salvage yard, now we're parts department, now we're about 7 other things that embody all this, and
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy wasn't even licensed, but he's got a sign up that, you can't see it on that great building, but it says, McGee's Auto Body and Paint. Well, he wasn't even licensed, but he's got 3 bays in there, so yeah, they go and buy these cars at the wrecked salvage yards, bring them back and do all their work and then flip them and sell them for a couple grand or more. So yeah, that's where it starts, is you guys are eyes and ears, so let us know, keep us busy. I mean, send us all those referrals, we'll go hammer. But if you guys see these types of stuff, this is obviously a red flag. Yeah.
I'm thinking of an incident that just happened last couple of weeks where a hit and run took his vehicle into a body shop, cover up, the evidence. Our body shop, why we report those things and it's how do they recognize that this might be?
Because that is in our state law.
Police departments send out, be on the lookout for this vehicle.
Was this white MVED?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Yeah. Yeah, he took it to a unlicensed. I think they were licensed. I don't know if they were licensed or unlicensed, but yeah. Well, how did that change? Just a tip. Is somebody said something to somebody and and they found the hood that was removed and everything in there, that was all body mark and hair and stuff on the body. Yeah. So yeah, they are supposed to report anything that, like, if you bring a car that's got a bunch of holes, do you think that'd be a red flag for a body? This guy's bringing this car to do what? Like, cover all this evidence. They're supposed to report that to the local police. Yes.
so what are some of the stuff up in Winnebago was we haven't been really lucky because privacy fence stuff, so we go to what they're required to have on the exterior. A lot of them don't because they're quick flow only. A lot of these will be up there right there on the edge. So like the stuff happening in Monaco was they're jumping Whistle Idaho to do bird sales and different things like that. But some of the stuff we've come across there, like he's talking about the tips. Our tip came in for unsightly because they didn't have privacy fence up. They're saying that was done correctly. All of a sudden you start seeing them, with the smell in one aspect of what right in. This happens in Monaco, especially semi trucks. So
Where are you?
I'm a tree.
Oh, wow, I don't have to long. They were in mock.
Yeah. Yeah, we have all kinds of fun on this. Yes.
So why on that truck?
You gotta do better now. We've got a few of those.
Is Newport is Western? That's
Western American, or you're talking standard,
right around the border.
standard family, you're talking the. Well, so now you're getting into the polygamous. So that becomes a little serious.
Yeah, that's it. They take the trigger over and on. So yeah, okay. Like thanks. So let's see. Yeah, those other things just, I mean, you guys probably see this all the time, right? Driving around your city. Obviously, we went in and found that they were doing all this. Obviously, lots of evidence. I mean, you guys see this stuff, just holler. You might be there, like you said, just for a fence or an ordinance violation or something, right? And then this needs to go a big full-blown chop shop. Like they're bringing stolen goods and pick them up at night.
Let me add to that if I can. So some of the stuff, as you're doing your business licensing stuff, the state's got different guidelines that you can go into. You can go in and perform your business inspections, and it's great to get a hold of you guys to be affiliated with that. I do this with pesticide stuff with Department of Ag. When I go in there, because you're gonna have all the regulations for, what they have to do for how the chemicals are done. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, their paint now has to meet specific code for both federal and state regulations now. They just recently changed those things. And so there's another thing that you can put on your.
Well, they gotta have all kinds. You know, these 509 places are just spraying on calendar. There's no ventilation. There's, you know, the fire marshal can have PD, like, where are they storing the chemicals? Where are they training them? Where are they just, you know, all that stuff.
And that's one thing I can't tell.
Yeah, what's my choice from that? Yeah, it's crazy. These guys don't care. They just, so they don't get caught, right? And then a lot of them are doing it on store sheds. So if you just get tips on storage units, I mean, how easy is it to be rid of storage unit? Harder. You know, so maybe cut them out and sort out. We get a lot of stolen cars, and the statistics were, I think, recently is we recover all the 800 cars a year. Because there's several thousands that get stolen in Utah. All the 800 don't get recovered. Well, why do you think they're going? They're either getting shipped out of here to Mexico or they're getting cut. So, you said that's it. So I think a lot of them are probably in jobs at night. And that's kind of things that these are happening in no name businesses, just garages, and you never know what's on the other side of that door. Right? So it's code enforcement, so I'm sure you guys can preach about it as well. Be careful, right? These guys are also slinging drugs, guns, and all kinds of stuff. This might just be their front. This is like their storefront cover up as their body shop. Selling illegal guns, stolen guns, and there's bad guys, you know, so you get deal with crazy tenants sometimes. So anyways, go back to see what we got. Yeah, there's just some more what we saw inside, you know, obviously it's a spotty shop. Pretty obvious, right? When you see all that kind of stuff. That's one. Yeah, pretty simple, right? You see paint, you see all kinds of chemical, you see cars. That's pretty obvious. They weren't licensed. And they just, you know, they don't want to be licensed. They want to just not have to pay all the be insured, right? Pay all the fees and be long and cost a lot of money to run a business. So that's why we get a lot of unlicensed. But to protect the consumers and the citizens in your city that are dealing with these unlicensed people is they've got to comply with rules, be licensed. So yeah, this was the one of a dog, and I mean, you guys probably see this, right? This guy had all 6 of those bays rented out doing body work. And the code enforcement officer called us and said, we've been watching this business and these cars like this come and go. Well, obviously, we came, that's obvious, right? They're doing this funny. They're no plates, bringing cars in. And what's nice about code enforcement is sometimes you guys can get in a place you can't. But you're the code violation check.
And fire marshals can get in when we can't. So, I tell my fire marshal, bring me along when you're this location, so that I can get inside with you.
Yeah. So yeah. Tag along if you want. So sometimes it depends on the target. You say the police and they share me. Don't open the door like how to get in here. So then we gotta call the city. Who's running this? All in all, in science. Yeah, you know what I'm calling. Okay, that's one. This is, do you want to talk about this? Remember this one? Were you with me on this one? This was out in West Jordan, I believe. This was the same thing. A code enforcement officer tipped us up on this. It says Auto Hub, I think it was. Cars all over, no plates, placards and heaters on the back of their cars. They weren't licensed, city. So they got them licensed. See, they said, hey, can you guys just come and look at this? And then, sure enough, that's what they were doing. They were going next one, see. Yeah, these slides are kind of blurry, but that's what we found in the back. And they said they weren't a body shop. They said they weren't doing anything. They just fix up cars for dealers. All the dealers bring their cars to them when they have trade-ins or auctions, and they just clean them up for them and fix them. But he's got a whole tailgate open with paint mask, that's how it was painted. So he's telling me they're not a body shop, but they're getting paid, right, from the dealers to fix these cars. He ended up saying, so if you guys see these, just let us know. Excellent. This is what we want to talk about most, is jump permits, right? See if we have any questions about body shops and stuff, BGC. You guys have to look for, right? Call us. We'd love to come in and get these people to comply. So we have a lot of unlicensed body shops, a lot in your cities. And you know, on our lab, you guys do, so that's what we want. Jump permits, that's probably what you guys want to learn today about, right? Who's issued jump permits in here? Anybody?
What's the, are you talking about like stuff out of his books?
Yeah, okay. So it's like,
You just like kind of just something saying.
yeah, I know we use a lot of you guys to do.
Yeah. So we usually call on you guys to fill out.
Yeah. Feel comfortable about doing stuff, just call us, but if you want to do that, I guess it's up to your city. So, we have a few cities that are issuing a lot of permits. So if, I don't know if you guys have ever had people ask you about this or not. So it's kind of a new thing then? Okay. So,
Speaking like Washington.
AJ?
Here is.
Yeah, okay.
We're defining it a little bit.
Yeah, okay, so jump permit. A jump permit is something that somebody needs to get rid of a vehicle.
I do all.
It's inoperable, it's not running, it's basically just a junk. Okay, it should be in a junkyard. So, a junk permit, we get a lot of requests for junk. It's basically, they just want to get rid of. Let's just say an old farmer dies and his kids come in and there's all these old vehicles around them. They don't have tires, they're lying about. They want to get rid of them. So they'll call us, say, can we get some junk permits? So we go out and examine the vehicle and determine if it's eligible for a junk permit or not. And then once we determine it is, then we'll scratch out a, show you the thing under in a minute, but we write a junk permit. And so basically that is like their tags or their receipts taken to the trade, such as Western Minerals or West Metro. There's quite a few. Nuclear. Yeah. So our that we're gonna do is an investigating for the VIN numbers. We'll run the VIN numbers to determine whether they're stolen or not. Then we'll also determine whether there's a lien on that vehicle. Yeah, you know, this is 50 years old, chances are not, when it's 10 years old, and it's starting the process of being dismantled, then there's high probability there's stolen, there's probably lien. But I went out with military code enforcement guys, not very long, maybe a month ago. Got to the back of the shop, and there was some cat shop in the front. And they were there because there was more vehicles than there was supposed to be. It was zoned like 5, and there was 50 cars. I mean, there's a pack, and they had to walk over hoods and stuff to get around them. So we're going in the back, and I'm not kidding. I wish I had photos, but we didn't have them on this one. It was literally a car that had no hood, no doors, no nothing. It's just a sketch, just a frame. And it was literally cut all the way down, literally right down the middle, and just sitting there. I was able to find a VIN number on it, ran it in, and of course it's stolen. That day we actually found 2 stolen vehicles back there. Because there was another vehicle back there, same instance where all the hood and everything's missing, it's just skeleton. With this car, instead of cutting it right down the middle from hood to the trunk, they cut this other vehicle half. Like right over the cab, and literally cut half. All they're waiting for is something to come to me. And then they were going to probably cut it even into smaller pieces. So that's how that worked out with military. They called me up and said, hey, can you come down and just walk with us? Because we think there's some weird things going on. And then as we started around the VIN numbers, that's how we found stolen vehicles. That was our starting process. Sorry. No, you're fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Chad, this is one of the things that's important for the agencies that don't allow us procedures for this. And so, because now you're helping them out, them show up to run the numbers you're having on different officers, well, police officers or, troop come in to run the numbers for you. You can actually put that together. We're actually helping them out. Your cities will start doing this. So get credit there.
Yeah, is that how you guys do it? If you can't run the VIN, you just call your.
So I have a meeting, unfortunately. I have procedures privileges.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
So I don't think you guys are even allowed to do junk permits, that's why we're here to give you the training, so you can, if you need to. That's what we have laws, right? But if you can't, I mean, if your agency doesn't allow you to. So,
Some about an old junker is a driver, we want to get rid of it, they call kidney. Some kidney. Do kidney cars run numbers before they haul it off?
you mean these cars for junk, people that come around with that cars,
Like a donation.
they don't, they just pick them up and take them to. Junk. Culture. Culture's technically not supposed to take those unless they have junk permit, snack permit, plans. So the people that's picking up the car better have the time being. Yeah. There, we are the state. Is that like beef and and there are these trailers, small trailers, and those trailers. I said there'd be more segments.
Can you legally transform one vehicle into another and get it licensed or retitled?
You can, it's called a. So if you want to take a frame off one and put. Like. What do you want to put on another vehicle?
No, I'm talking like take like a green travel trailer, rip the travel trailer part off and then convert,
Use the frame.
use the frame for the utility trailer or something that you can do that, right?
You can, the process. Actually, the first one,
So what we have,
but you can.
what we recently had in Saratoga Springs was a gentleman was evicted from his house. He loaded all of his household goods, bed, dresser, whatever into the trailer. Doesn't have a place to go to, so he left it. But apparently he paid, what he told me was he paid some people to take it to the dome. And they ended up taking it from one city and dumping it in Saratoga Springs instead. They just left it on the side of the ring. It's been there for about 6 weeks. Police department didn't want to touch it because couldn't find a VIN, no license plate. They just didn't want to deal with it. My police department, sorry to put him to line, but they won't even run license plates of this one. They've already flat out said
They don't even run a man for you.
Can you get your CJIS access?
no.
So we're saying I'm not.
Because unless it's a criminal matter that they're involved in, they can absolutely 100% from the chief.
So it's not gonna catch it anymore.
So there was a flatbed trailer. Eventually, it was determined by our city attorney that it's becoming not only a public nuisance but a public safety hazard because the pickers had started picking stuff off of it, throwing it out into the road, and so we eventually just ended up doing emergency. No. So it was just a flatbed trailer. So it was just a frame. Eventually, is what we found out. Didn't even have a top on. It's just a frame that you pile all this stuff onto. And we eventually just ended up doing emergency abatement through code enforcement, just going to get public works to haul the thing off.
And they get a little bit to where you live.
No, they took it to because told that the trailer itself still has a value to it, even though we couldn't determine ownership. But the stuff on it had been left out in the rain and snow, and it was all just junk in it. So we took everything off the trailer, dumped it in the dumpster, and now the trailer sits at public works.
So we can do a junk, you just put it on.
Yeah, but there's no VIN number, there's nothing on it.
Skills.
And I have a friend that used to be my neighbor that he takes components, he buys axles, he buys the steel, and he builds these traveling trailers for people and like utility trailers and stuff. And I got him from where he said, "What do you think this thing's worth?" As it sits right there, he goes, not much, but he goes, "This was an old travel trailer or something. I can tell by the way it's constructed and the steel that they used and stuff." It's like, well, why didn't they take the VIN number? It didn't make any sense to me.
So if you want us to help you guys get rid of them,
So we have,
we can do it even with no ban. We can do junk trade only. So,
Yeah, we were waiting to see, so we, while we were removing all the junk off the top. So there's two things of note here. One is don't dump your crap in Saratoga Springs. And two, if you're gonna try that, make sure you take everything with your name on off of it.
yeah, straight different.
Yeah, because he ended up,
Citation.
he got an illegal dumping citation plus a $1,500 fee. And for what it costs us to get the equipment, the guys, everything out there to remove it, the dump charge.
Show me what the trailers were.
Wait, 100 times over. Yeah, and so as we were cleaning it off, we found a citation from another city on the trailer. So I called that city and said, hey, here's a picture of this trailer, is this the same? Because there was no information on it. Is this the same thing? And they responded and said, well, here's a picture of it when we saw it. And it was no doubt the same thing. And so I got some information from the other city, and then, so we were cleaning it off, some pill bottles fell out on the backs. And it had the guy's name and everything on it. So he was easy to track down from that. We had the stuff from the other city plus his pill bottle. So yeah, definitely sterilize it. You know, put anything with your name on it anywhere.
If you guys come in the situation like that, let us know. We'll help you get rid of it. Trust me. We can rent junk goods with no vans. We just, there's a, so on junk is does the place that you take it to, do they have to take it?
And they refuse.
You mean like my,
So you're taking it to a junk job.
they can. But they are required to have one of three things: the title and that person's name, junk networks, for them to take any vehicle, right? And we've got
We can get a junk and on that. They take it or they not.
they have to take it to they'll take it, save money. They're saying like, yeah, for sure. They have to have almost three things. Supposed to take them. We haven't fell down these guys, but they know, I think they won't take them. So, yeah.
3/4 of the state knows nothing about what you're talking about.
Yes.
And we can get an
Sure.
what do you want to call it, the page or whatever procedural aspects of all of this, then we can better help. I've stumbled across it, like you say, from all the fun stuff that we do up north, all this stuff. Like you say, those three things, 3/4 of the state is not either aware of that, or we don't go down that path for different reasons, up to and including financial stuff, or prosecuting attorneys and courts and such. But a lot of this is just ignorance because
Right. And then if you want to go over these considerations with Michelle, is it time? We're not just there. We're going to get close, right? But this is maybe we want to talk about. But you're right. Questions on what do we do with the junk? How do you write a junk? How do you
well, the trailers that we're dealing with, abandoned trailers, homeless people taking these trailers, all these different things. Some of this can fall on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
These three permits that you're talking about. And
It's the main thing up for you guys. We give you the authorization. That's depends on your policies. These books back, and if you guys want to take one when you leave us, we brought like a bunch of them. So it's like Salt Lake City does them, and the book will last you quite a while. So go on to the next slide and then
That's what it looks like. Go back to the previous slide for a second. So this page for this slide would be a good printout.
yeah, look them. Back to the three.
So at the very bottom of this screen, you'll see investigative and assistance, NICB, phone number or an email. I'm not advocating any more work for myself. I wish, I know that we were gonna do more vehicle stuff today, and folks are doing more vehicle stuff today. NICB, National Insurance Crime Bureau, is an incredible resource.
Yes.
I have administrator rights access to their website. I can do everything on their website. I suspect you guys do too. I just had them send me 100 quotes on where the VIN numbers are.
Yes.
If it's not, it is bad. I will try to absolutely for you folks to ask the following question. I've already seen you. I have already seen you. Motivation, we're going to see so. Sure. Very good question.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
So I guarantee you most law enforcement doesn't know where to look for a VIN number or even to find a VIN number. So having said that, VIN assistance is incredible. If you send me an email, I'll run it in the computer if you want, or you can obviously contact NICD and, see if they'll do it for you too. So
this doesn't run like, then we'll run different years, cars, different places, because aren't there general places, obviously the front and it's the hidden ones, right?
Confidential, yeah, confidential leadership there's. Law enforcement sits down. You guys deal with law enforcement, all right? The general public, we don't need them to know all this stuff.
Yeah,
It's all, we call them speeds. We call them like every week. And then they have a system where they can tell you where the hidden bid is on every make model generally. Even back to some of the old ones. So then they tell us where it is, and then we get it understand and find it. And confidential bids is what we look for. We can't find a bid on normal people that we or one range up. We want to make sure that that thing is not stolen. That it's not have a lien holder out there somewhere on it. So that's very good. ICP is a good resource. This is a key thing right here. The VIN goes with the frame of the vehicle. Okay, remember that. The frame is the skeleton of a vehicle that's going to have a VIN on it, a manufacturer VIN from the manufacturer, whoever made that vehicle. So if you just have a frame only, we can do junk permits. But also, and you guys, if you are allowed to do. If you have a cab only, like just a truck cab, okay, this is the part where we start separating things, okay? So now we don't want to kill the van. So just so you guys know, when you issue a junk permit, it is killing that van. It is showing in MVED, it's a system that's National Motor Vehicle Database in this country, that shows that thing is junk. Like it's not should be on the road, should be a junkyard trailer, okay, so we remember that when we start issuing junk permits from like cabs only, it's going to have a VIN right on the dash, or a door that's going to have a VIN on the door. That we're not killing that whole thing. So a cab only, leave the VIN section blank and write cab only. You don't want to write the VIN user because that cab only needs to show that it's been gone. Frame it still has that VIN. That makes sense. It's kind of hard to follow sometimes, but then remember that is a death certificate of that vehicle. So when you issue that junk permit, that is it. That's the death certificate. Title is the birth certificate. Junk permit's the death certificate. That makes sense. And if you guys are still, not folks call us, and we always have the article says check it, make sure everything's good, because they can come back on us. See if we should junk.
Does it show someplace that it's been issued a junk permit? So once you get the paperwork, like kill this section.
Yeah, so when you guys issue a junk permit, there's two copies in here. There's a white one and a yellow one. So the white one goes to the customer. This yellow one needs to be mailed to our division. So it's carbon copy, right? So then you just mail that in our. And our department is in the system that's showing that the junk permit's been issued. So kill them. And then that gets you more than it.
Okay, so going back to when you take it to the junk dealer, you either have to have a junk permit, title in your name. What's the other thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And again, going back to that for the argument for usage for the code, because you'll pull that out. Come from.
Yeah, everybody is going to be if you guys can issue documents, this run the bids for you, make sure they're not stolen. Standards. So the leads you're probably not going to know because you don't have DB access.
Right.
So you're not going to know if it's got a name. But the main thing is how to make sure it's stolen.
Right.
That's the main thing.
And that's going to be arguing from saying us for years, is trying to get us on board with making it easier to get usage to be able to look some of the stuff up.
And maybe some of your police agencies that are working with them.
Exactly.
For instance.
understand the whole, when I was,
It's also
it's not a big. So if it's criminal, let them deal with it because that's what they do. If it's not criminal, they throw it our way. Even sometimes if it is criminal, they just don't want to deal with it, so they try to say, no, take it. We don't deal with that.
Going way back, I have to go Danny. So if you want me to make a phone call,
It's just really difficult, and I asked for city attorney. We could at least have access to the DMV records or something. Apparently, that's pretty simple to do with a couple of email on them, and they want you to be on it.
So, it's a meter scanning system.
Yeah, I know.
Well, scanning is
I'm sure.
a
Now, I find this I'm talking. Well, down for me, but
if you guys think it's going to
I mean, I have run across several scenarios where it's an empty lot and there's the frame of a car. And it's not an old, you know what I mean? Like there was one that it was fairly new charging me. Just sitting out in the empty field, just sitting there, still had the VIN numbers and stuff on it. But it was just sitting there. Wondering what's going on with that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of out there.
Yeah, have you guys ever had people ask you, like, conducting bills, they say, how do you get rid of this little car? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's really, and you're in this phone call is, but this, you should have done it if you're not. You know, say, hey, yeah, maybe probably should have. Yeah. If you can, but you guys can now, if you can, you can issue documents. Pretty simple. So if somebody asks you, how do I get rid of this or dispose of it? Then if you're allowed by your agency, you can issue junk permit. You know, you just put their name here. We usually like to put a driver's license, get a driver's license number from them or their ID to put their deal number across here somewhere if you want. And then, you know, make, model, year, then remarks, inoperable junk. You know, or whatever, it's burned out. I mean, you get burnt vehicles and stuff. And then you just sign and date it, and that's it. And then you give them the white original copy and the yellow and smell no, but I say a good idea for nothing else. Sure, do you put anything in that mark section? Yeah, PD cleared it, no, NCIS.
Don't you still go back so you can put notes on?
You know, I sure understand. What if it's like a deceased person that they no longer have family, and the car's just been sitting in their driveway, and we do it for this, and just put on here, deceased, no other family. And or,
I think you want to get rid of it.
and that's just, so kind of like when you go to a stiff bacon. And this house is vacant and can't.
Oh, they left part behind,
Yeah,
abandoned. Yeah,
and then it turns out the neighbor was like, oh, well, Sandra died. Go and no one.
we don't know whose time this belongs to.
Yeah, we don't know where the sun went, and so at that point, would you do one of these, or would we just call you guys, or?
Probably call us about because we don't want to get rid of the car. Somebody shut your because you don't want to be disposing of someone's property. It's like it's on private property, especially a probate or this stuff. Yeah, that's long stop. Like, it's gonna sit stand for 20 years, it's rust, and it's not moving. There's leaves growing around it, and this guy wants to get rid of it. Then you really should jump from it. But be careful, callers. Yeah, because they're not getting interest in that.
We actually had one that the lady was at Smith's grocery store shopping, had a medical emergency. She ended up being taken to the hospital with an ambulance down in hospital. And later, her sat there and for 3 years. 3 years. She didn't sit up. She didn't have any other family.
Smith didn't realize that they're getting high now, but just make it so.
So it wasn't the cops there. Problem started to be that Smiths didn't want to do anything about it because they didn't want to be responsible for removing my car. Well, then the vandals found out that it's not moving, so then windows started getting broken. And yes, and finally, we just told them to say, get where you got to get this car. You can get it.
Yeah.
And that's what they're sort of the
So, sir, yeah, you statements. Feel good,
It's a different.
okay, no, I think I'm much more excited. I should permit you to leave. You don't know. Oh, yeah, there's our conflict in our shift there. Have some conference in the out, grab a stack of numbers.
Do you still have the numbers for statewide and the different offices to contact, or are you still just plug them in here in Salt Lake?
You mean like down in your area?
Yeah, so like, and then down south as well, so there's some people down south are probably cash on, I think it's all about.
Email me on that, and then I can send you the.
Yeah, Josh, I know John, all the way up, yeah, work with Josh and Greg.
Yeah.
Same thing, so.
Yes, like anybody down south area. We have investigators too down there too. Right. So, jump from that to hell, that's kind of like, well, foreign language to you, but, you know, it's simple, so everything's going on. Yeah. And you guys now have the ability to leave those to your agencies, but that's what one was. Knock yourselves out. You know, basically, that's what our goal is: recycle and get rid of all the unnecessary junk. Right? They said you know that's why we need stay out of there. Get recycled, get the junk, get it all out.
Is it possible to get a copy of that presentation?
Sure. I can go around you.
When you get the email for the meeting today, what I sent?
Yeah.
I sent it when you should. I did.
Yeah.
For what happened to that.
Oh,
You